Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of our Community Access. This week, our reporter Alexis will visit with the No Go-Kart track at the Legacy Center, then visit with the Build Your Temple, and finally, a axe throwing arcade, all today on our Community Access. Welcome back. The Legacy is open. Alexis checked out the brand new go-kart tracker at the Legacy.
I'm here at the Legacy Center where we're about to take a look at the very first K1 Speed in Michigan. Owners tell me they busted out 4 walls to make it fit.
Well, initially the track that we had in, we learned some things. You know, there was a 90-degree turn that caused a lot of crashes, which slows down the track and the experience. You know, the carts themselves were failing, and ultimately, like, the business strategy, you know, did not meet our needs.
The partnership between K1 Speed and the Legacy Center didn't come immediately.
We spent about 2 or 3 months researching, you know, different franchises to work with, and when we first called K1 Speed, you know, we talked about their equipment and their strategy and their support. And they were so excited to come to Oxford. Basically, they made us an offer we couldn't refuse. And all of their tracks, like, one of the great things about this franchise is 30 tracks are owned by the owner of the business. So most franchisors, you know, they'll have one concept or one store and then they'll try to replicate it. But he went the other way. He loves the business model, he's involved in the day-to-day operations, and so he has more personal tracks than he does franchisees. You know, it's a smart business model. And they're great to work with, fantastic. Yeah, the go-karts are great. So that was the other component of this. They build and service all their own carts, and so these are all Italian carts. So the handling, the experience, the speed. We even have shifter carts. So we can put a shifter speed in there, which makes it pretty challenging. It's like shifting a car. And so, yeah, the carts are amazing. We have 10 carts that have shifter capability. And there's also a couple of buttons that you can program. So the advantage of being all electric is you can actually program the carts to sound like a Ferrari or drive like a Ford or something like that, right? And so we have a turbo boost on there. So every, you know, couple of laps you can hit your turbo boost. So it can be very strategic and fun as well.
A lot of thought went into the ambiance and overall decor.
Well, the experience from the time that you walk in the door, you know, if you look at the footage, you know, the visual, everything is like really tight. It's first class from how you feel, you know, to the track design, making sure that it's comfortable, it's challenging, it's fast, but also there's areas where you can pass, and for people who love to drive, you know, it's a driver's track, and for kids who are learning, you know, they can get through the track and not have much issue. So that took quite a bit of design work. This is a personal car of mine, and it was one of the first exotic cars that I've ever bought, you know, as a reward from building a business over 20 years. And so I blew the motor in it, and I found a real great opportunity to put it here in the showroom. And you know, Aston Martin has a long history of racing, so we were able to try to recreate one of the famous Aston Martin race car scenes. Yeah, it feels very authentic. So, you know, when you're winning a race, or if we're doing a heat or for leagues, you can stand up on the podium.
The best part, the fun is for everyone, no matter the age.
This is definitely a driver's course, and it's also kid-friendly too. But whether you're kind of, we have actually some of the leagues that are coming through, they drive professional circle track. So they come in here for experience in driving and keeping their skills sharp. And then we have kids' birthday parties too.
When it comes to parties and packages, K1 Speed has a variety.
This particular space is designed for, day-to-day traffic, but we also celebrate birthday parties, we have bachelor parties, corporate events, we'll do product launches. So we'd like to have like Ducati or Ford or GM or Chrysler when they're launching a new car to come and do a launch party here. Anything that you can celebrate with kind of unique entertainment, it's great. And we also have, the restaurant in the back that will lease space, and the mezzanine that's up top called the Paddock Lounge, so you can oversee the entire track, which is pretty awesome.
Awesome. You said this is for everyday use, so people can just walk in and maybe do a few laps, or is it by reservation only?
No, you can walk in, and we kind of do 50-50. If you're doing a larger event, of course, call ahead and we'll schedule that event for you. But they have 50 race car packages, so there are a lot of people who come, whether they're doing leagues once a week or they buy a present for someone for the year. It's a great gift if you're looking for something to give that's completely different.
And now, for people who are maybe thinking of joining a league, how do they do that here at K1 Speed?
Either via our website, or they can call the main number, and then we'll take their name and let them know what's available as far as the leagues are concerned. They can also do a custom league. So if somebody wants to create their own group, and they're in a corporate group and they can come up with 10 or more people, we'll give them their very own league time.
Nice. Is there anything that maybe people don't know upon walking through the doors that they can do, or just things that are offered here?
At K1 Speed? I think when people come in, they're trying to take it all in, and so I want to make sure they know that the restaurant is linked. So when you're planning your day, you should come in, enjoy a nice meal, have a cocktail after your race, or we have private areas that we can rent out to them. So whether it's a birthday party or a celebration, or you're just hanging out for the night with your friends, it's an awesome experience.
And then tell us about the hours of operation here.
The hours of operation are 4 to 10, Monday through Thursday, and then 4 to 11 on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday it starts at 12. We did a lot of the renovations ourselves, so again, like with K1 Speed, a lot of the tracks were closed, so it was a great time because very few people wanted to take a risk and open up a family entertainment business when things were so up in the air with COVID and the recovery. So actually, for someone who wanted to take a little bit of risk and the opportunity, it was a great time.
If you're looking for a thrill, you may want to consider K1 Speed with go-karts that go all the way up to 44 miles per hour.
Next up, Alexis visits with the Build Your Temple. Again, it's Alexis.
Last time we told you how Build Your Temple first began and some of the classes they offer inside the Legacy Center. We went back to demonstrate how some of those classes are instructed.
Put it on the rubber so you have some those What you want to think about is pushing your shoulders into the tire to create a fulcrum on the front of the tire so it has a pendulum swing up. Does that make sense? So you're going to get low, tires push in and walk it up, get it onto your leg, and then arms underneath. You're going to pop it up into your belly, pop it up until you flip it over. Okay? So you're going to get down and find a good spot with your hands. I want you to think about digging your shoulders into it, not so much relying on your grip, because that puts too much strain on your bicep, but I want you to think about pushing in. So like, see where my hands are? So they're kind of just hanging. I'm just pushing into the tire. So you want to really get those shoulders on it. The first time, to have somebody help you the first time, actually, it does help.
Okay.
It teaches you a little bit of the technique. So I'm just going to give a little bit of help.
So don't be afraid to ask for help.
Right. That's what we're here for.
Oh, you know what? And my feet aren't flat. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, push into it. See, I barely did anything there. Just the confidence of me being there helps you get it through.
I want to do it by myself.
Yep.
Okay.
You should be able to. I did very little on that. But you see how the motion is, how you got to push into it to bring it up.
I'm going to be mad if I can't get this.
Well, maybe that'll spark some desire to start training in you. There you go. There it is. Oh.
After trying and failing, we decided to switch sides and try again.
Come over to this side and then bring your feet back a little bit so you can push in. Yeah. And the rubber will help keep your feet from slipping. Drop. There it is. Oh. So once you get up there, you gotta get it and brace it with your knee.
And again.
Almost there. Okay. I think we're gonna have to call it.
After more attempts and none successful, Brian showed me a trick he does during strong arm competitions.
All right, so as you saw, she's struggling with getting the tire. So we're gonna give her a little bit of smelling salts. And what this does is it tricks the body into turning the mind off and activating fight or flight. Because it's just like when somebody's passed out and you make them smell it and they wake up and they're like, but that's basically what we're doing. We're stimulating your nervous system, creating a rush of adrenaline, so that way it helps you lift things up. Now you definitely want to get her first sniff on video. Okay, so you're going to take it?
Yeah, I'm going to take this. Right?
Yeah, and then you're going to take a big sniff and go for it.
Huh? I hope this works. I wonder what it smells like.
All right, now quick, come on. Get back in there, come on. Now while your brain's off, drive it. Drive, come on. Come on, get under it, let's go. Push it, push, drive it up, drive it up, drive it up. There it is, there it is. Come on, there it is. All the way up, all the way up. Drive it up, keep those feet planted. Come on, get onto your belly. Not that you have a belly, but get some there.
Yay!
Awesome job.
Other activities range from all different strength building styles, things like deadlift and power press, and it's all based on personal strength.
We're going to start with a 35-pound bar, and we have 15-pound bars and for people that aren't at this level, but she just flipped a huge tire, so I think she can do it. So we're going to start, so the bar will be on the ground. Yeah, clean it up to your chest, and we're going to start with just a push press, which is a dip, drive, and press overhead, okay? Couple of main points. So when you get up onto your chest, you want the bar, unfortunately my arms are too big to get the bar onto my shoulders, but you want the bar sitting on your shoulders, so as you dip and drive, you're not using like a shock absorber. So the bar's on your shoulders, dip, drive. As your hips come forward and you create an explosive power output through your hips, that bar shoots off your chest into the upright position. So you actually end up only pressing from here up, essentially, because that momentum pops it up, okay? So come on over here, Alexis. We'll put the chalk on your hands.
Oh, okay.
It does look cool.
What does the chalk do? Make it not slip?
Yep, just makes your grip better.
Cool.
Thank you for not doing the LeBron.
Well, oh.
All right, so you're gonna grab the bar, shoulder width apart. This time you're gonna be double overhand. So approach the bar, grab it shoulder width apart.
My pen's anymore. Hello. Okay.
Okay, stand up with it. And from there, you're just gonna dip and bring it up here. Yep. Now we want this, open that up on your shoulder.
Oh.
push them shoulders forward. So that's going to create a stable rack position.
Okay.
Okay, from there, you're going to dip. When you dip, I want you to push your knees out. Okay, and that engages all the muscles in your leg. And from there, you're going to tighten your butt up as hard as you can and throw that bar overhead. Just like that. Now we want to try and get opened up a little bit more.
Oh,
okay?
like my hands?
No, so as you, at the top, you're kind of right here.
Oh.
We want to be here.
Okay.
So I want your head through the bar.
When they do like reps, do they start from here or start
It depends on what we're doing. So this is called a hang clean.
Okay.
So what you just did was a hang power clean into a push press.
Okay.
So there's lots of terminology. There's hang squat cleans, there's power cleans from the ground, there's squat cleans from the ground, all kinds of different movements. That's one of the things that keeps what we do fun, because every day we're doing something different. We're not just doing bench press, squat, deadlift, bench press, squat, deadlift. We're doing hang power cleans today. Tomorrow we're doing snatches. Next day we're doing back squats. Then we're doing sandbags, and then we're doing sled drags, and then we're doing rowing machines, and then we're doing, so every day it's completely different. That's one of the things that helps keep us going. Yeah, so stabilize here, tighten this up, right there, just like that.
So if it's like this, do you tell people like
Well,
straighten their form?
yeah, well, yep, so the whole time during class I'm walking around evaluating everybody's form and technique and making
That's
corrections.
That,
Yes.
yeah. Because I almost like fall every time I do it.
Yeah.
And then what about if, like for instance, your hands are right here, and then this is way heavier.
Well then, if you don't understand that you're doing that, I will eventually see it and say, hey, why don't you get your hands even? And surprisingly, some people do that, especially on deadlift.
Yeah.
If you're trying to be fast and you're like, oh, you just run up and you're like, dude, get your hands right.
And what if they're like doing it, because I've done it sometimes where I'm like this and I'm completely lopsided.
Well, that's the benefit of having a coach with you, because the coach is going to yell at you and tell you to straighten up or get your hands right, or we're vigilant as we walk through and make sure everybody's doing exactly what they're supposed to be with good form and technique.
What damage could that do?
Well, it can lead to a lifetime of pain, injury, suffering. It's important, if you've never worked out and you want to get fit, you don't have to come to my gym, but whatever gym you go to, hire a trainer for at least the first 3 to 6 months to learn the proper technique and how to do things, because it's so easy to hurt yourself if you don't know what you're doing. So get a trainer, work with them, learn the movements, learn what you're doing. There's so much information on YouTube about proper movement technique. Find somebody, follow them. Because just willy-nilly just throwing weights around, you're going to hurt yourself. But have a trainer teach you and show you and learn, and then you can go on your own. It's an investment up front, but it's an investment in your health and doing it right.
Another benefit to having an instructor or trainer is that they'll never give you too much.
Well, that's one of the great reasons about starting very light and working, because everybody's gonna have bad form at first. It's not horrible at lightweight. It's when you get heavy weight and you try and do way more than your body can handle that it becomes an issue. But we start light and we slowly, over a course of a few months, build that strength up, then your body can handle it. And we don't let you do anything that your body can't handle. If you have poor form, we're taking the weight off and you're not doing it.
Finally, it's important to always start off a workout with a warm up.
So our warm up today is the song Flowers by Moby. Okay, do you know that song?
No, but it's
Okay, so it's during the song it says bring Sally up, bring Sally down. So every time it says bring Sally down, you go into a squat. Today we're holding kettlebells, so we're in a goblet squat position. We're holding like this until it says bring Sally up. Then you stand up, and then it says bring Sally down, and you squat. And so that starts that, and then we have a minute of alternating bird dogs, and alternating then a minute of Russian twist 2 times. And that's the start of our warm up.
With fitness centers reopened, you may be on the lookout for a new gym. And what better one than one right in your hometown? Reporting in Oxford, Alexis Ware, Oxford Community Television.
Here's a new idea. How about checking an axe socially at the Legacy Center? An axe throwing arcade. Here's Alexis.
In just a few days, this area is going to be open to residents to enjoy 2 new activities. You do have to make reservations though.
This past weekend, we've had a lot of people walk over here and check everything out, and they were pretty impressed.
Axe throwing and curling are the newest activities to the Legacy Center.
You know, we had a lot of people that actually asked if they could book a lane, and you know, we had to tell them no, but next weekend, you know, step on by and we'll get you started. So
Yeah, we would have almost been fully booked
yeah,
with
for sure.
walk-in reservations. We actually let some people play, and we had some impromptu coaches, and we had a big party here with Valor Salon, so they enjoyed the axe lanes. We thought it was a pretty unique concept, and there's nothing like that in this community in North. So we wanted to bring, like almost all the other activities in the building, something unique. It was a little scary because starting new businesses during a pandemic, especially in the entertainment field when everybody is closed, you know, it took a little courage, I think, right?
For sure.
And then we have our own team inside, so we're able to kind of handle the construction development pretty quickly.
That doesn't mean the Legacy Center didn't take a few punches along the way. Mills says over half of the building had to shut down, but the unintended break gave them time to revamp.
It taught us some new things, you know, about how to be prepared and, you know, tighten up your purse strings. And usually we're prepared for a dip or a downturn, but not 8 months of being closed. So I think with that comes some strength too coming out of it. So we're not out of it yet, and we're excited to have all our guests in support of our community. We're going to be a little conservative, but you know, I think our nature, my specific nature, is to be aggressive as an entrepreneur. So when everybody else is doing X, I tend to do Y, and I think that's kind of shows within the Legacy Center. You know, this is a very unique destination, so we're not going to be afraid, you know, and we can't be afraid to live our lives and grow our businesses, you know, hoping that something won't happen again. I think you just have to move forward.
COVID restrictions will be in place in order to keep with ordinance.
We'll be temperature checking at the front desk as people check in. You know, we have our axe coaches, and our servers are cleaning the couches, cleaning the axes, cleaning the bays in between guests, and just making sure that, you know, we have safety protocols. We've cut the number of guests per bay in half, so we're only allowing 6 guests per bay where we normally have 12. And it's a large enough space, so we're blessed to have this space so people can feel safe and comfortable, and you can still bring a group.
When it comes to guidelines of the game, Mills says they've got it covered.
So beverages and food are welcome. Alcoholic beverages, they are allowed. We just, you know, we trained our staff to, you know, observe, make sure no one's drinking too much, and if they seem intoxicated, you know, then they will be asked to sit down and become a spectator only. You know, throwing axes, it's a lot of fun, but it is a dangerous weapon. So we want to be prepared for that.
For sure. And the restaurant is next door, so you can eat here. We can bring you food and activity, or when you're done with your bay rental, you can enjoy another activity like go-karting or laser tag or bowling or play some pool and take a seat at the restaurant.
You may even notice some familiar items while enjoying a game.
Well, we try to recycle everything in this building because we always have bits and pieces left over from, you know, different construction projects. But most of this, and I'll tell you, like the furniture, all the tables, the benches, those are all built from pieces of the go-kart track. All of the bays, there's almost every piece in here with the exception of the couches and the chairs.
That's recycled.
Are all recycled.
Yep.
You know, we have this pile of stuff, you know, as we disassemble the track. And so I always drive by it and I think, oh, that's cool. What can we do with that? And so, you know, we take that approach with almost every project that we build because we want people to come in and say, wow, that's something different. So yeah, we and also just being conservative, right? You know, if you have materials that you can build with versus spending, because to actually buy all this and put it up would cost 4 times what it did.
The males say they have their team to thank for everything.
It was definitely a team effort.
So Sam has a good eye. You ordered all the couches and you did the decor, right?
Yep, lighting, furniture in here. Our bar stools just came in, so we have not yet set them up, but yeah, all the recycled metal and wood and the waterfall, I believe a big part of that was our team. Jordan, and then we have another,
Todd and Mike, yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They care and take a lot of pride in what they do, and frankly, we wouldn't be able to open up the business without them.
The Axe Social is open for business, but it's far from being completed. Owners say more is going in.
So we'll put a pool table in, a few ping pong tables. Eventually we'll have some cool video games, and we're still kind of feeling out that spot. But I think we need a big enough space where we're having parties and events that people can hang out over there and enjoy themselves. We'll also add probably 3 more Axe lanes in the back. And then one of our interns came up with the idea, we're trying to figure out how to fit more curling lanes in, because we bought 2 and I think they're gonna be fully booked. So you might come back and see a mezzanine. So there'll be an upper level where they can play curling up top. And then we'll have cornhole boards, we call it the backyard. So you can also rent the backyard, which will be like 2 sets of cornhole boards with a similar idea, just have some fun, competitive gaming.
They conducted a trial run with friends and family before opening their doors to the public.
We did surveys too for everyone, just to kind of see how they, felt. We wanted to make sure that everybody felt safe.
Well, not just that, how was the check-in process? How was our website? Can you book properly online? Was it convenient? And then how they felt in the space. Right, what was the vibe? Were you comfortable? Did you feel safe? Did our coaches train you well? So all of those things. And then we took all our notes down and came back and we learned something and improved.
Game pricing was a part of the surveying they used during the trial period. They say they wanted pricing to be fair for their customers.
There's also a higher cost factor than most people think. A board costs us $60, $70. So our axes break. We have to have axe coaches in each bay. So it's not an inexpensive thing to do. But we wanted a place where people could enjoy themselves and not walk away feeling like, oh my God, I can only do this once a month. So I think our prices are very fair.
Yeah, I think so too.
And they're competitive. And as we book out more, we'll have more packages. We have leagues starting, so it's $250 for an 8-week league, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Those would be Thursday nights. And the curling lanes are a little bit less. I think they're $20 during the week and $25 on the weekend. And we do have minimums. So during the week we have a minimum of 2 people, and on the weekend we have a minimum of 4 people.
When it comes down to it, they say they want one thing: a successful business.
Give us a little grace as we open our business, because it is a new business. We want really, constructive feedback on the process, make it easy, make sure our coaches do a really great job of training you. And so feedback is really important, and we're going to do our best to make sure that you feel at home and you have a great experience.
The Axe Social is opening March 4th for all residents. Remember, precautions are in place to help you have fun safely. Reporting in Oxford, Alexis Ware, Oxford Community Television.
There you go, axe throwing at Cade. Well, that's all the time for this week. So for our reporter Alexis Ware and our editor Tara Stiles and technical director Dan Zweiss, I'm Bill Service. We hope to see you again on our Community Access.
Welcome Welcome to Oxford Community Television. We are proud that our 4 communities continue to choose local programming, local news, sports, community issues, familiar faces, celebrations, and commitment to each other. Welcome to Oxford Community Television.